last time. So that's something that we are looking forward to. Okay. Talk a little bit about the fee and what value you're going to get for the fee. Okay. The scope of the project is $37.5 million. Okay. One of the things that we did in the Scope and Finance Committee, we wanted the university to make a financial commitment as well and not dump it all on the students. Okay. It was on the Master University Capital Campaign. They're out trying to raise $5 to $10 million for this. We have one donor who's committed $1 million. So we have our first gift. And they are working on several other donors and have proposals out there. Okay? The proposed fee is $98 a semester for full-time students. Now the fee is a phased-in fee. It would be applied to all new students, emphasize new students, beginning next fall. Okay? Part-time students would pay, would be prorated per credit hour, up to 12 hours. Okay? All right, so this is something that existing students are not going to pay. It's going to be phased in beginning in the fall. Okay? So this is unlike the the meal plan. Okay? And then Mike Curtin, the Vice President of Finance, he thinks the numbers can work. Obviously, it would take several years for it to be fully funded, but he feels that it is feasible. Okay? What we will do, we get the fee, we get the building. We will no longer charge for intramural sports for fitness classes. So the $35 that people pay for team sports, or the $40 people pay for fitness classes, that fee is going away. Okay? We want to make this as value added as possible. Okay? We're going to significantly expand the operating hours. Currently the SAC is open 88 hours a week. The rec center will be open 108 hours a week. It will be open 6 in the morning till midnight, Monday through Friday, 11 to 8 on Saturday, and 1 to 10 on Sunday. So we're going to expand the hours about 20% from what they currently are. Okay? Another thing, since all new students, including Health Science Campus students, will be paying the fee, there will be enough money in this fee to maintain the equipment and the facility at the Health Science Campus. That is something that's very important to our constituency down there. That facility gets tremendous use, but that is something that this fee will also financially support that facility, which we will continue to maintain in addition to the Student Recreation Center. Okay? Student employment. This is something that's very important to me. This will be a big source of student financial aid. We have in our budget over $220,000 committed for student workers, student officials, and fitness instructors. I anticipate we'll probably employ 100 to 125 students. That's what we're going to need to maintain this, because trust me, it's a big place. It's going to need a lot of that. But that is something that's important to us, again, to give back jobs to students who are supporting this. Okay? We will continue to offer an alumni membership program. In this University of Louisville, we have 40,000 alumni that live within the one county area. We currently have an alumni program that has about 200 members. Okay? We feel with the Student Recreation Center, a lot of you graduate, come back, you'll be able to still use that with a membership fee. One of the things that Dean Morris and I have talked about, we want to try to work something out that when you graduate, you get the first 6 months free. That is something, again, we want to put as much value to this fee as possible. Okay? Other things that the Student Recreation Center is going to do. We're going to continue to support the academic side, the HSS activity classes that a lot of you take, the aerobics classes, the volleyball, the basketball, they're going to be taught in the Student Recreation Center. It'll be like early in the day. They'll use the turf field to teach soccer, flag football, classes like that. Okay. One of the neat things about this is we're going to provide a student center component for the west side of campus. We all know how the campus is moving that way with the private developments. We have Cardinaltown coming online in the fall, and we're going to need kind of like the student center component. We have meeting rooms in this building. We're going to make those available to student groups. So fraternity or sorority wants to have their house meeting, have it in the rec center in the evening, that's fine. If we have an RSO that wants to do something, that will be available. Same thing with the MAC court, okay? By having the separate entrance, you know, if there's some, you may have a philanthropy event with your organization, you know, the dance marathon. You know, we're going to have a place where we can do that that will help augment the space and the reservations that are taken in the Student Activity Center. Okay? This is going to be a destination for our students. Okay? This is going to be a place where they can come and hang out. One of the things that we heard loud and clear from the group that Deep brought when we met with the architects, want a place to hang out where you can plug in your laptop. So we're going to, we charge the architects with creating like small nooks and crannies and spaces within the recreation center where people can sit down, hang out, talk, just be by themselves. Okay? So we want this a place where students can come. Okay? Student Recreation Center will assist the university in its goals of attracting and retaining the best and brightest students. Okay? And the thing, for me personally, is going to give you the type of facility that you deserve. Okay? And that's something that I believe that from the bottom of my heart. It's going to give you the type of facility that you deserve. A little historical perspective. This group, back in 1983, had the opportunity to transform campus. Okay? They approved the building fee for what is now the Student Activity Center. Imagine what this campus was like without that building. Okay? There was virtually, you know, very little student life. Okay? That transformed this campus. Okay? You're going to have the opportunity to do that again. You know, for the students back in 1983, made your experience at UofL a lot better. You're going to have that opportunity to do it for not only the current students, but the students that come behind you. Okay? I have a couple of my staff members, student supervisors, Andrew Ansert and Pat Porter, and they're going to talk to you just briefly about that. Then after they're done, Deep and I will be happy to answer any questions you have.
Hey guys, my name's Andrew Anson. I've been working with intramurals for about 3 years. My first year was more on an officiating level, and I was promoted after that to a supervising level. One of the things that Dale discussed with you guys was the idea of a MAC court. One of our new sports this year is handball, and it's been greatly accepted amongst our Greek organizations. And I don't know how many guys you've been out there, but our goals are having a hard time withstanding just the force of the ball. So, you know, in between games or halftime, what have you, we're having to go and duct tape some of the PVC pipe so it'll stay together. The MAC court has built-in goals that would help us greatly in just the fact that, you know, we wouldn't have to deal with our goals breaking down, and it would just help to provide the students with better playing equipment. Another idea, or another sport that this would help add to the intramural program is indoor soccer. I know a lot of the organizations now, you know, they already have teams that they'll go take to Mockingbird Valley Club, which is an indoor soccer facility, which I believe is around $350 a team. With this, they won't have to do that. You know, they can take their team to our facilities and be able to play amongst the other students. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the classrooms. One of my favorite things as an intramural supervisor is the fact that I get to be able to train and help our officials grow throughout the season. You know, most of these guys are new. This is the first time they've ever done anything like this. Right now, we're limited to having our training sessions in our just intramural office. So a lot of times they're staring at a computer screen or say a TV, and it just provides a lot of distractions. These guys aren't fully able to get the amount of training that they deserve. So with that, I'm going to turn to Ted.
All right, like Dale said, I'm Tad Porter. I've now been involved with intramurals for the last 2 years. I got promoted to a supervisor this year. The biggest thing that I wanted to talk about was the new the 6 courts for basketball that there is going to be proposed. There's been so many times when we've had to kick people off the courts because we had 2 basketball games running at the same time, and now there's only 2 courts left, and there's, you know, 50 people waiting to play. you know, we hate to do that, but we have to do that to create the space to do the intramurals, to get everything done. With the new space, we won't have to do that anymore. There's going to be 4 open courts that we can use, you know, that they can use, and we can use our 2 courts, and we won't have any problems anymore with it. Same thing for volleyball. You know, anything that we really need to use it for, we won't have to kick people off the courts. The other thing that I personally liked was the fitness and weight room and the track. Increasing the space is going to bring a lot more people to campus a lot more often, and so that way, you know, like Dale said, they won't have to go pay for a membership anymore to, you know, somewhere, you know, LAC or wherever else. They can just come here because there's actually going to be space to work out, to get on the cardio equipment, to lift weights, whatever they want to do. So basically, those were the 2 things that I really wanted to talk about. So thank you guys.
One thing I'd like to say is just thank Dee for all the work that he's done. He's probably done enough work on the rec center to get at least 3 credits in the class. So, but he has done an outstanding job in representing, you know, your interest to the administration. And I guess we take any questions that you have now.
I'm sorry, what were the operating hours again?
Going to be 6 a.m. to midnight,
Okay.
Monday through Friday. 11 to 8 on Saturday, and 1 to 10 on Sunday.
Who's just a joke?
Okay.
So I'm a resident assistant at Community Park, and I know there's about like 700 people that like live in a total like Community Park and Pairs. So all those parking spots I heard are going to be moved to like behind Betty Johnson. Has the university like thought of like at all about like what to do as like safety for all the parking because behind Betty Johnson? Like what is the plan to like replace 700 parking spots?
What I understand, okay, this isn't my area of expertise, but I'll tell you what I know. We're in negotiations right now with the Chevron property. If you know that, that's the property that's kind of been way in back of Betty Johnson
It's
there.
the warehouse between the province and Betty.
Okay. So that's, they're trying to get that because they know that they're going to displace some parking and they know they've got to replace that. Okay. So I think we probably haven't got that far. I think that the main thing right now is to secure that property, and those are certainly, you know, things that you know we'll work out as we progress with this.
We've been promised that construction won't begin until those parking spots are moved somewhere else in a reasonable location. And right now, that reasonable location is the Chevron property, and it's just a question of ensuring that we have the rights to that property.
Yeah, sorry I didn't ask about this in the exact meeting, but it is a concern that I've had. All the new students are going to have to pay $98 fee. However, the first 2 years, those students will not see the rec center. Have we thought about any type of phasing in process for the fee so that those students can actually get what they pay for?
They'll have it'll be is they'll have access once they're alums to the facility for a certain amount of time.
And just to give you a historical perspective, 8 classes of students paid the fee for the SAC before it was open. They approved the money in 1983. It didn't open until 1990.
Yeah, I was just going to follow up on Pooja's because I think from what it sounded like you knew where the parking was going to be. Were you asking more about the safety?
Safety,
yeah. So what kind of efforts are they taking to make sure that people can get from the Chevron property all the way over to you know, wherever they may be living?
I think right now we're just haven't thought that far yet, but obviously that is something that's going to have to be addressed. And again, as we progress, you know, we'll address that. I think that the main thing right now is we've got to get that property.
Amber.
I have a couple of questions, so bear with me. The first one is, I know that you can't really do an accurate estimate, especially since the site is so small and there's not enough space in there, but do you know what the, can you give me an estimated usage as far as the new rec center goes versus the current SAC? or have you done any studies on that?
In terms of the what, I'm sorry.
Hey, do you know the estimated use of the new proposed rec center versus the SAC? What kind of estimates? do you
Yes.
have?
Now, during the winter months when it is coldest is when we get the biggest use in the SAC. And on our highest days, it's about 2,200. I anticipate that the use of the new rec center, with expanding hours with more people using it, will be in the neighborhood of 4,000.